into it, the verse I think of is in John 8, right, where he brings in the adulteress, the Pharisees bring in the adulterous woman and throw her down and say the law of Moses tells us to stone this woman. And he says, whoever's without sin can cast the first stone. Funny thing about that, Jesus was without sin. He could have casted a stone, right? And he said, neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. And that's the gospel of Jesus. He does not condemn, and then you live a life from that. Religion flips it and says, if you go and sin no more, then I won't condemn you. So this poem's about that. What if I told you Jesus actually came to abolish religion? What if I told you getting to vote Republican really wasn't his mission? What if I told you religious right doesn't automatically mean Christian, and just because you call some people blind doesn't automatically give you vision? I mean, if religion's so great, why has it started so many wars? Why does it build huge churches but fails to feed the poor? Tell single moms they're unloved if they've ever had a divorce, but in the Old Testament, God actually calls the religious people whores. See, religion might preach grace, but another thing they practice. Tend to ridicule God's real people. They did it to John the Baptist. They can't fix their sin, so they just mask it, not realizing religion's like spraying perfume on a casket. See, the problem with religion, it never gets to the core. It's just behavior modification like a long list of chores. Like, let's dress up the outside, make it look nice and neat. But it's funny, that's what they do to mummies while the corpse rots underneath. And I'm not judging, I'm just saying quit putting on a fake look, because there's a problem if people only know that you're a Christian by your Facebook. I mean, in every other aspect of life, you know that logic's unworthy. It's like saying you play for the Lakers just because you bought a jersey. And see, this was me too. No one seemed to be on to me, acting like a church kid here, while addicted to pornography. I go to church on Sunday, but Saturday getting faded, acting if I was simply created to just have sex and get wasted. I spent my whole life building this facade of neatness. But now that I know Jesus, I boast in my weakness. Because if grace is water, then the church should be an ocean. It's not a museum for good people, it's a hospital for the broken. Which means I don't have to hide my failure, I don't have to hide my sin, because it doesn't depend on me, it depends on him. Because while I was God's enemy and certainly not a fan, he looked down and said, I want that man. And that's so different from religious people, which is why Jesus called them fools. I mean, don't you see he's so much better than just following some rules? Now let me clarify. I love the Bible, I love the church, and yes, I believe in sin, but my question is, if Jesus came to your church, would you actually let him in? Remember, he was called a glutton and a drunkard by certain religious men, but he's never supported self-righteousness, not now, not then. Now back to the topic. One thing is vital to mention, how Jesus and religion, they're on opposite spectrums. See, one's the work of God, one's a man-made invention. It's like one is the cure, while the other's the infection. Because religion says do. Jesus says it's done. Religion says slave. Jesus says my son. See, religion puts you in shackles while Jesus sets you free. It's like religion makes you blind and Jesus lets you see. And that's why Jesus and religion, they're two different clans. Religion is man searching for God. Christianity is God searching for man. Which is why forgiveness is mine. Salvation is my own. Not based on my efforts, but Christ's obedience alone. Because he took the crown of thorns and the blood dripped down his face. He took what we all deserved. That's why you call it grace. And while being murdered, he yelled, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. Because when he was hanging on that cross, he was thinking of you. And he took all your sin and he buried it in the tomb, which is why I'm kneeling at the cross and come on, there's room. So no, for religion, I hate it. In fact, I literally resent it. When Jesus says, it is finished, I believe he meant it.